Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please give us a call if you guys are looking to improve your credit score, lower your car payment, buy a car, trade in a car. If you're looking to purchase your first home, if you're looking to purchase a rental property, we can help you. Give us a call today, 877-205-7771. Talk to you guys soon, and thanks again.
Hello, everyone. This is Calvin Russell, CEO and founder of 850 Club Credit Consultation. Hope everyone's doing well today. Today, we're going to talk about some new bankruptcy procedures regarding first-time home buyers. Well, actually, home buyers in general, now that I think about it. So this is something that's new to me. I most definitely did not know. So let's go straight into it. So for those who don't know already, if you're in the market for a home and you have had a Chapter 7 or a Chapter 13, the guidelines are a little bit different for you. Okay, so let's break down a Chapter 7. If you're currently in a Chapter 7 from start to finish, normally it takes about 4 months. If you're in the middle of that, or not necessarily in the middle, it could be at the beginning, towards the end, doesn't really matter. A Chapter 7, you cannot go into home ownership until after 2 years of the discharge date. Okay, if you're not sure what that discharge date is, like if you had a previous Chapter 7 or whatever, you can always look it up. Everything's on public record. You can literally just type in your first name, last name, and the state that you live in, or first name, last name, and then bankruptcy. Unfortunately, it does. It's public information. So you can most definitely look that up, or you may have the paperwork documents. Also, it shows up on your credit report as well, too, when it was discharged. But if you sometimes things are outdated, the best way to go is going through the public record system or looking at your paperwork or whatever the case may be. It doesn't have to be spot on to the day necessarily, unless the lender wants it like that. But if you're not sure exactly what day it was, that's what you would normally do, and then you can go into home ownership. If you're in a Chapter 13, which I think I did a video on, you have to wait until you make 12 payments on time consecutively. Okay, so back to back on time, 12 payments. Normally a discharge for a Chapter 13 usually takes anywhere between sometimes 3 years, sometimes 4 years, sometimes 2 years. Everyone's situation is a little bit different. With that being said, a lot of people are in the middle of that 13 and are looking to go into home ownership as well. Everyone files bankruptcy for various reasons. I had a client who had gotten into a car accident. She needed brain surgery. She didn't have insurance. Bankruptcy, so it happens, bad things happen to good people all the time. I don't want people to feel like, well, if I couldn't afford certain amounts of debts, why would I go into home ownership? One thing for sure, regardless of how you use your credit or your credit cards or whatever the case may be, you always know that you got to pay to live somewhere. Let's think about that. So since you have to do it anyway, it makes perfect sense, right? So either way, after 12 consecutive months of on-time payments, you can go into home ownership, okay? And you can talk to your lender about that as well too. But the most updated recent changes is that if you started a bankruptcy, Chapter 7 or 13, if you started a bankruptcy, Chapter 7 or 13, and it was dismissed by you, if you dismissed it, it's essentially like it didn't happen. Okay. Now, every lender is going to be a little bit different about this because there's two ways that most approvals normally go, or pre-approvals, I should say. One way is, of course, through the AUS. We talked about this before, the automated underwriting system. Okay. And all this stuff, you can easily just call a lender and just ask them. I don't think people ask enough questions. And don't get me wrong, there's never nothing wrong with going to YouTube or something like that. I'm going to give you the right information. I don't know about everybody else on here. So, but either way, I ask lenders these questions. And so, man, you can do a deal with the dismissed bankruptcy. I had no idea. It's like, yeah, it's like it never happened. Had the slightest clue. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, every bank will be a little bit different about this entire process. You still got to have the credit scores, obviously, that's there. Obviously, you can't just dismiss a bankruptcy and then not pay anybody. People dismiss bankruptcies for various reasons. Some people dismiss them because they can't pay, which will lead to what they call an LOE, a letter of explanation. So be prepared that the lender may ask you, why did you start a bankruptcy, and then dismiss it. I got a client who were working on a pre-approval. He was thinking about filing bankruptcy because he had a lot of parking tickets. And, the state of Illinois has been back and forth whether that can be a part of bankruptcy or not. That's another side story. But either way, he said, you know what? I'm going to start the bankruptcy. And then he did the math on what it costs to start the bankruptcy versus what he had to pay out of pocket for the tickets. And he just simply called them and said, hey, listen, can I settle with you guys? He ended up saving money. Started the bankruptcy process, prior to doing that. So he had to stop that process. It became dismissed. It's on his credit report. And now it's like, hey, can I go into home ownership? And the answer is yes, you most definitely can. And of course, with his letter of explanation, he just breaks that down, and now we got the approval. So again, it's that simple, it's that easy. You can work with any lender, but you have to ask them, how they feel about dismissed bankruptcies. But the problem is people already feel bad enough by having the bankruptcy. The good news is that, hey, if it was dismissed, then hey, you may be in a position where you could just explain what happened and then still get that approval. Worst case scenario, they may have to do what they call a manual underwrite. Most manual underwrites do not allow down payment assistance. That's just something to keep in mind. Or you may need a cosigner. Worst case scenario, right? Or you may have to wait a certain time. So it's not like you can't ever do it. Okay. Then also don't be in the middle of a bankruptcy. Say, oh, I want to go into homeownership. Calvin said dismiss my bank. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you've already dismissed it or you're considering dismissing for whatever reason, right? And let that be your reason. But I'm just saying that once it's dismissed, you can do so. But again, your credit score still has to meet whatever the qualifications are for the bank. You can't be a 560, have a bankruptcy, dismiss it, and then think you're finna go into homeownership. You still got to meet the minimum qualifications, DTI, income, credit score, you know the drill. All right. Hope this video was helpful. If you like this video, like it. You want to share it. And as always, be sure to subscribe as we have nothing but great content on the way. Thank you all so much. Have a great day.